Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have a really exciting palette to review. This is the BEAUTYBAY X NIKKIE Tutorials palette, and I love NIKKIE Tutorials. I love NIKKIE. I've watched her for years and years and years. She was one of the OG ones that I've watched like 9 years ago. And I did fall out of YouTube for a while, so I stopped watching her for a few years, but recently, for the past like 2 years, I've been watching her again nonstop. I absolutely love her. And you know what? Just a side note, I love the Eurovision and the fact that they put her on it. What? I mean, that was like a major moment for me because two things I really love and two worlds that I really love just sort of collided. So that was amazing. But going back to this beauty, which is the topic for today, I wanted to go ahead and try to do a really fun look and incorporate a few different colors that I wouldn't normally like use, like this like yellow and just like the neon-y vibe overall. And I really love how it turned out. So for today's video, I wanted to review this palette and try it out on both my eyes and my face. If you want to see what I mean by that, then definitely keep on watching. But basically, I've used this more colorful side today for my eyes. I really love how it turned out. I do have some notes on it though, so definitely keep watching if you want to see what I think of this palette and how I got this look. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So I'll start off with some primer. This one is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm using a beauty sponge to just stamp this into my skin, especially around places where I tend to get a little bit more oily or where my pores are a little bit more visible, like around my nose, chin, and then also a little bit on the forehead. For foundation, I'm going back to the Morphe 2. I have been using this so much recently, and this is called the Hint Hint Skin Tint. Basically, it's just foundation drops, and I really do love the finish that this gives and the overall like evening of my skin tone with it. So yeah, that's why I've been using this a ton recently. For concealer, I'm using this one from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This one is the Magic Star Concealer, and mine is in the shade C5. I'm going to be setting my face with the Coty Airspun. And then to set my skin and take off a little bit of the cakiness, I'm going to be using some setting spray. This one is the Dewy Set from Anastasia. And this mango one smells amazing. I love that one. So I want to make this like very beautiful, sort of maybe editorial type look. And I want the brows to be really pretty as well. So I'm going to be using this product from Tatcha. This is the Shaping Wax and it's the clear one. And I'm just going to be spraying it with a little bit of the same setting spray. And then I'm just going to be using a spoolie to pick up the product and brush it through my brows. And this is the effect this kind of product gives. As you can tell, this eyebrow looks a lot more lifted and just like very full and beautiful. Now to fill in the gaps, I'm going to be using the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. And to make the brows look even a little bit more lifted, I'm going to be using the Highbrow from Benefit. And this is basically just to highlight underneath the brows and make them look even more just beautiful and very high. And now we can finally move on to the eyes and to NIKKIE's beautiful palette. And this is what the packaging looks like. I'm sure you all seen what it is, but it opens like this, has one side that's supposed to be the dark side, and then one side that's more like colorful and fun, and then obviously the two mirrors. So today I think I'm going to go with a little bit of more of a fun look and a lot of bright colors, a lot of pinks, and just everything that's really beautiful in here that I'm so drawn to. These metallics are to die for. Like, it's insane how beautiful they are. Let me just swatch like a few of them for you. Look at that. Oh my goodness. These are stunning. What? They're so high quality. I've never tried BEAUTYBAY eyeshadows before, but I don't know why I haven't, because the quality is just insane. Like, they're better than my new palette that I got from Jeffree Star. Like, they're that good. So I'm really excited to dive in here. So now that I have zoomed you guys in, we can start with some base, and I'm going to be using the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC as an eyeshadow primer. And this will make the colors appear even more vibrant and beautiful and last a really long time. The first eyeshadow I'm going to be using is Basic Truth, and that one is going to go all over the lid and then into the crease as a transition shade. And I'm just using a big fluffy eyeshadow brush. By the way, this magnifying side for the mirror is so helpful. Like, I was holding it this far and I could see exactly what I was doing. I love that. Now we'll go in with the first colorful shade, and we'll go in with Redemption. By the way, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm just picking colors at random, whatever pops to mind for me. And we'll just see where this look is going. And I'm just placing this shade on the outer part of the lid. This is so freaking pigmented. And by the way, there is quite a lot of kick up in the pan, and then also when I dust it off, like a lot comes off. But so far, fingers crossed, I'm not seeing any fallout on the face. So that's really good. Now I'm going to go into Blend and Snap. Blend and Snap. And this will go a little bit more into the crease, still not taking over the entire crease, just making maybe like the second quarter. Okay, now I'm starting to see a little bit of fallout on my face, but that's fine. Like, it's not the biggest deal. And I mean, these colors are so pretty that I don't really mind it too much. They also blend really beautifully with each other, which I really like. Now, I'm sure some of you were going to guess where I was going with this, but I'm going to go into Vla. And this is going to go after the pink, but again, just leaving the inner part empty for now. So this yellow shade is super beautiful, but it seems to be even dustier than the other ones. And it's a little bit like difficult to blend with this pink. I'm finding it like really difficult, and I have to go like back and forth a ton to blend the two. So maybe it's just this specific shade, or maybe it's just that it doesn't mix well with the pink or something. But I am having a little bit more trouble than I did with the first two shades. I'm just going over with the pink again because I feel like I lost it a tiny bit with all the blending, because again, I felt like I had to work so hard to blend them in, and then I ended up just like sort of fading the pink out. And then I just went with the pink a little bit like into the crease just to add a little bit more color, because I felt like the pink wasn't prominent enough. And I do really actually like how it's looking. So with that, we're going to move on to the last little quarter of the eye, and we're going to go into Ivy. As you can tell, the texture is a little bit different on this one. I feel like it's not going to pick up the best with the brush, but we're going to give it a shot, and then worst case, we'll just like apply with the fingers. So that shade really doesn't work that well with a brush, but with the finger, look at that. So much pigment came on, and whoa, whoa. Oh my god, that's beautiful. It's so shiny and just like yummy looking. Like, it's beautiful. Now we're gonna go back to the first like eyeshadow brush that we used that's a little bit fluffier. And we're gonna go into a mix of Basic Truth and Zoomer. And we're just going to blend this crease out and again add a little bit of a pink to it. And now we're going to go into Zoomer, this time by itself, and just go underneath the lash line. So to be honest, I don't know if I love the way that the colors blended, but I'm not really sure if it's the eyeshadows or just like my overall skills. Some eyeshadows are easier to blend than others, but I mean, these blended out okay. I think the first two colors blended out the best, and then from there we went a little bit downhill with the yellow, and I don't know, I do like the overall look, and the colors are really, really nice, even though they're not as vibrant as they appear in the palette. But I mean, they look really nice, and I mean, the color and the pigmentation is amazing, especially with the metallics. I think those are probably my favorites out of this whole like palette, but I did want to play with a little bit of the mattes, so that's why we came out with this look. But let's finish off the eyes with some eyeliner and mascara. This eyeliner is the roller liner from Benefit, and then the mascara is from Marc Jacobs. And then we'll see what the eyes turn out like. So I want to use this palette for blush and highlight as well. So I'm going to go into a little bit of Blend and Snap and maybe touch of NIKKIE. And just put this on my cheeks. Wow, that's so freaking pigmented. That was such a mistake. Oh my god. So, you know, shit happens. Fuck, these are so pigmented. Wow. Well, that took quite the effort to make work. So, just with what's left over from the first time, I'm just going to put a tiny bit on this side. And I mean, this isn't a bad idea to use these as like face products, but they're so freaking pigmented that you have to be super careful. Like, it's crazy how pigmented these are. And then with my fingers, I'm going to go into Ivy again and just tap this on top of my cheekbones. This is crazy. That's so beautiful. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the new, like, really expensive highlighters from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, if you know what I mean. I don't remember their name, but I'll pop a picture on the screen right now. So yeah, this is definitely not a subtle highlighter, but so pretty. So pretty. So at this point, I'm pretty committed, and I feel like I'm going to be doing my contour with this as well. There aren't that many like brown shades. There are only these two right here. This one is very warm, so I'm going to just barely tap into this guy, even though it's really dark. It's called 5 a.m. So 2 tiny taps. Really make sure there isn't that much product on, and let's try this. I actually really like that. I think it looks really good. The shade is just right, like the tone of it is the perfect color for a contour. So I'm imagining it's going to be really good for the crease as well, just like to create a lot of dimension. Last step is the lips, and I'm just going to be using some lip liner. This one is from MAC and it's in the shade Subculture. And then I'm going to go over it with a little bit of a gloss, and this one is from Fenty and it is the Fussy Lip Gloss. So now that this whole look is turning out so beautiful, I wanted to go ahead and say that I really love this palette. I think first of all, the design is really pretty, and the way that it opens is really nice and unique. Also, the fact that it has 2 mirrors and one of them is magnifying is also a huge plus. But the real showstopper here is obviously the shades and the variety that you get in this kind of palette. I love the metallic. I've used some of them a few days ago, and you know, just the one that I used today is to die for. And the mattes are really pretty. They're super pigmented, especially these like darker shades. I think these really beautiful ones that I used today are not as bright as they appear in here. Like, they're not as neon, but they're still really beautiful. And I think the look turned out so pretty. And I am so happy that I got this palette. I've never tried BEAUTYBAY before for their own product. Like, I've only bought other companies off of their website. So I'm really excited that this sort of like opened the door to that, because I feel like they have really good quality stuff. And I'm really excited to try out more. So that's basically everything for this video. I would love to hear your thoughts on this look and on this palette, and which side is your favorite. Is it the colorful side or is it the more grungy side? So that's basically everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!